because you left them with your old patterns, with your old traits, with your old hobbies, or your old habits. You left them with all of that. You left them with your shedded skin. Go grab your tea, your coffee, your coconut water, your wine, whatever you need. Sit down, let's chat. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is MK. If this is your first time, what's good? I cannot be around the bush, y'all. Today has been one of them days. Like, my son, I don't know, it seemed like he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And I don't know, today's just been different. It's been tough. But the Most High placed a message on my heart that I needed to come here and relate to y'all. And the ones that need to hear this will hear this. We do not know people. We know patterns. Yeah. Let that sit with you for a minute. You do not know people. You know patterns. Y'all, I was taking my son for a walk. I was feeling this heaviness. Once I took him for a walk, he fell asleep. I put him down for a nap. I got time to myself right now. And then I took a shower and I was combing through my thoughts. And one thought that stood out to me particularly was my child's father saying, "See, I know you. I know you." And when he would say that, it would already bother me. I just wouldn't say anything because you don't know me. You know nothing about me besides what I let you know. And then even in that aspect, you still don't even know me from what you thought you knew about me. You feel me? The thing is, a lot of people don't get that we never really know anyone. I don't even truly know myself because I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly evolving. Evolution is change. I'm constantly changing. So for someone else to tell me that they know me doesn't sit well in my spirit, to be quite frank. That's why I say we don't know people, we know patterns. And I've always known this because I know I can never truly know someone else. I can know their pattern. I can know some of the characteristics. But what happens when that person changes? Then you get the people that are like, "Oh, you switched up on me. You acting different now that this. You acting different now that you go to church, or that you got money, or that you hanging out with that person." You always hear you start acting different. Oh, it's like I don't even know who you are anymore. I wish I had a glass of wine for this, because this conversation is very real. It's like I don't even know you anymore. But did you really know me in the first place? You might know some patterns, know some characteristics, maybe some habits, but all that can change. See, when my child's father had told me that, I have certain things that I like to say. So, Shantae was my key phrase for anything like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." My way of saying, "Oh yeah, I like that," or "Oh yeah, that sounds good," was Shantae. And it would get to a point where something would happen. I'd be like, "Oh, Shantae," but he would beat me to saying it. And I was just like, "Okay." And he's like, "See, I know you. And it's like, but you don't. And when those occurrences would happen, because it was more than just that one time, I would sit there and be like, why would somebody be so excited to know somebody's next move to a certain degree? And we all know somebody's next move for the most part. I know his patterns. I've seen his patterns numerous times and over. So when something's happening, it's very predictable. Oh, I'm pretty sure after I say this, this is how the situation's going to unfold. And look, don't get me wrong. You don't want to come to every situation with this preconceived thought of knowing what's going to happen next. But, I feel like it's a very fine line between your intuition and just wanting to perceive something as how it already happened, if that makes sense. I'm trying to break this down the best way I can because I know some things is sounding like, what, girl, or what are you talking about? But if you get me, please leave something in the comments. Leave a butterfly in the comments or something, or just say, I get you, girl. But your intuition can tell you off the bat, like, this is about to happen, or get away from the situation, because something that your intuition, your inner being knows to transpire is about to transpire. And it might not just be off of a pattern, but gut feeling, gut instinct. But then on that flip side, like I said, that fine line, it's your perception of kind of reliving the same outcome. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day, if you will, with a person and their habits or their tendencies. See, I found that when he did that to me, I'm like, you think you know me based off of this small thing that I like to say, the Shantae thing. Oh, you know me so well. Yeah, right. Okay. But what happens when that person doesn't do that same thing anymore? When you try to jump the gun on somebody, or jump the gun on what I'm saying, thinking that I'm saying this, but I wasn't even heading in that direction. How do you deal with that? This is why I say you don't know people, you know patterns. And all of it is always changing. Never let somebody get too comfortable with you that they think they know all about you, all of the next move that you're going to make, all of everything. Like, don't ever let somebody get that comfortable. Especially because, like I said, you don't know yourself. I'm relearning myself as a being, as a mom. I'm figuring out who I am in the midst of all this. And once I think I have myself figured out, I'm going to change. And it's like, it's not voluntary. It just happens. I remember right before I had my child, well, not right before, but like the person who I was before I had my son, it may be TMI, but I was a commando queen, hated wearing underwear. Like, it was uncomfortable to me, hated sleeping with anything on in my bed. I mean, just those things, those two things. I'm the complete opposite now. I hate to say where are my granny panties at, but they don't have to be granny panties. But I'm just saying, I'm smooth, like, where's my underwear at? And where's my full nightgown, my cute little suit, pajama suit for when I get into this bed? Where is all that at? Because I've changed. And I wouldn't have even thought that would even happen. I never would have thought I would be how I am right now. I'm not a person that likes to go out anymore. I like to stay my butt inside. Even to the point where I was afraid to make certain changes about myself because I didn't want to lose certain people around me. And I wanted to still feel like I was included with certain people that didn't even include me to begin with. So This is a big one for me. And I feel like there's somebody else out here that might be feeling or going through this exact same thing. So I'm going to say it for you. I don't want to cuss anymore. It's been on my spirit so heavy for so long that I need to stop cussing. And part of me, when it comes to, oh, I don't want to cuss anymore, it's like, okay, so why are you doing that? Are you about to lose a part of yourself? Are you not going to be looked at as being cool anymore? Is the people that you're already trying to get this inclusive feeling from, are they really going to outcast you even more than you're already outcasted? And so I've been fighting with myself or going back and forth when I say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop cussing. And then it's like, oh, for that day or earlier part of that day, I don't cuss. And then later I'm just like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, there has to be a reason why this part of me, this pattern must change. And I'm figuring it out slowly but surely, but there's certain parts of you and patterns that must shift for you to be living in your highest self. Because I don't see my highest self using a cuss word every other word to get my point across. I don't feel like a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, a boss needs that in their vocabulary to really exaggerate what they're saying to get their point across. I don't feel like that needs to be used. So with holding on to certain traits, characteristics, or bad habits, I'm only hindering myself. And with you out there, thinking that you might know somebody, just know that you never really know anyone, not even yourself. Part of me wants to say this because I want us as people, as beings, divine beings, to allow people and give people grace to change. But I also want you to not be naive to those red flags in the continuous patterns that you do see. So when you do see these continuous patterns, when you do continue to receive those same red flags over and over and over again, you make the right choice to leave that situation if need be. You can't expect a person to change those patterns, those characteristics, those habits when you're not seeing evidence of the work to do so. With my child's father, he has certain patterns that are continuous. I have not seen a lick of work to change these patterns, these habits, these traits or characteristics at all. So I would be naive, I'd be dumb to think that because he says he's going to do something, that he's going to do it. Because even there, I know it's not only me, but there's a lot of people in people's lives that talk good, but their actions don't match their words. Yeah. The words don't check out. You can't take them to the bank, boo. Yeah, I got a lot of that. And it's just funny because these same people in your life will also ask you why things can't work out, why the situation between you and them are the way it is, or is the way it is. Why this? Why that? Meanwhile, they don't want to see the work that isn't being done on their end. And they want to point blame or point fingers as to you switching up on them and you not being the same. Yeah. It's like that out here, you guys. But the beautiful thing about it is when you do make the necessary changes, when you do the work, when you switch the patterns, when you relieve yourself of the bad habits and the toxic character traits and personality, you find that you release those that aren't meant to come with you to the next level of self, of you being you. They don't get to be around the person that has done that work on themselves. They don't get to be around the new patterns that you're building, the better patterns of you, because you left them with your old patterns, with your old traits, with your old hobbies or your old habits. You left them with all of that. You left them with your shedded skin. Oh, you shed your skin, you shed them. You shed everything that dealt with that part of you. So this is a new coming of age for me, and it feels so good, down to where I'm apologizing for things that I did in my past, back in middle school, back in high school, and things that weren't truly intentional. Because when you're young, you do things without even a second thought almost. You let people go, you let the wrong people go, you do people wrong, and it might not be intentional, but you hurt people. The big thing is shedding that skin, shedding that ego, going back and apologizing and learning from your mistakes and growing from that. Because they might have known you back in high school to be this way or do these things, but you're not that being anymore. You've come to new. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to you in the past. Me looking at that now, I would have never done that to you. But I did, and I apologize. I feel like apologizing is big this season for me as well. Because I apologized not only to one of my old friends, but two of my old friends. One from back in middle school, one in high school. And I feel like I have a few more doors I want to close and things I want to say to people so I can continue moving into this new chapter of self and merging into the higher self that I talk to. Merging into my highest self, because our highest self is already created, y'all. Everything that you want, everything that you need, everything that you want to be and want to have is already there. Your higher self is already living it. You just have to take those steps to shed the old skin, shed the old versions of you until you get to the highest version of yourself. It's a beautiful process, but sometimes you need to make those changes, and you can't be afraid to make those changes. And don't allow anybody to put fear into you from making those changes because, oh, you switched up on me. Oh, it's like I don't even know you. Well, you're not supposed to, because I don't know you. Honestly, I would say I don't want to know you. I want to continue to learn about you. And I feel like that's another way. Ooh, it just hit me. That's a beautiful way to keep relationships fresh. You have those friends, those boyfriends, wives, whatever your situation is. Relationships can get real boring real fast because it's the same old thing. You think you know that person. You've been with them for 20 years. You've been with them for 5 years. Your friendship is what it is. I don't want to know you. I want to continue learning about you because you should continue to evolve and learn new things about yourself and release old parts of you and leave that in the past. You never truly know somebody, and that's the beauty of life. The beauty of life is the unknown, not knowing who you are and continuing to learn who you are and then still not knowing who you are. It's all about evolution, you guys. We need to truly appreciate this part of our lives, the unknowing. We have to truly appreciate that. I'm truly appreciating it. I'm finding so much more about myself, about the Most High. I don't know. It's evolution, you guys. I just had to come and spread this message real quick. Don't be afraid to lose yourself, because you're going to find a new version of yourself, and then you're going to find a new version of that version, and so on and so forth. Evolution is beautiful. Don't be afraid to change, and let go of those that won't allow you to change, nor will they change themselves. That's all I got for this video, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys for coming to support, and I hope that this message found who it needed to find, because that shower, this thought was running wild through my head, and I had to get it out on this camera for y'all. But until next time, I will see y'all in my next video. Peace, love, and light. I'm out.